Hello, this is Jamie with Allen County Public Library. We're here for Get Crafty. And today I'm going to show you how to make a basket out of magazine pages. What you'll need to make this is some magazine pages, and you will roll them into cylinders like so. And I have several here already done. I will show you how to make those in just a minute. So you'll need a dowel or even a pencil or some kind of thing to make them all uniformly sized. And you'll need, and I have this smaller one because sometimes when I roll the pages I get it stuck and I have to push it out of there. So I'll show you how to do that too in a moment. And you'll need some magazines, and we're just going to rip the pages out and roll them up. And then you'll need some tape or glue. I've been using tape to secure these cylinders, but we'll see if we may use glue when we start to put them together. So I'm going to show you how to roll the pages. So you just tear out a page, and then you take your dowel or whatever you're using. I guess you can see this all right. And what I do is I try to start at the ripped side so that it'll be kind of inside the cylinder, and it makes it a little neater. So then you're just going to put your dowel or whatever you're using right at the corner, and try to keep it tight, but not so tight you can't get your dowel out of there when you're finished. So you want to just roll it up and keep it as neat as possible. And then once you have this rolled, you'll just take a little bit of tape or a dab of glue and secure that end so that it will stay rolled. And then once you have a bunch of these, what we're going to do is we're going to start to put them together, and you'll find, and I don't know why this is, that there's always one larger and one smaller end on each one of these. So then you can put a little dab of glue in there, you don't have to, and then you just kind of jam them together until they're pretty well stuck. And so we're going to do that and put them together, and then once they're together, then we'll smash them flat like so. And so I'm going to go and get a bunch of these ready, and then I'll come back and show you how to weave them into a basket. I'm back. So we got a little bit too busy yesterday for me to finish this, so I'm going to show you today. And what we're going to do now is we're going to make a bottom for our basket, and you can use 2 pieces of cardboard. I'm using cardstock because I'm making a very small basket and it's not ever going to have to hold anything heavy. So it doesn't have to be super strong. And then find a box and use your box to make the bottom. You want to make the bottom of the basket just a little bit larger than your box that's going to be a guide for your basket. So then what you do is you take the bottom piece, and then we're going to put these at about the same distance apart along and around this. So now for that I'm going to use hot glue because I think that it will be a lot faster to keep these where they need to be. So I'm going to glue these, and then I'll come back. Okay, I've got all the spokes glued on. You do want to make sure that you have an odd number of these on each side. So I've got 7 on the longer sides and 5 on the shorter sides. So what we will do now is we will glue the other piece of cardboard or cardstock or whatever you're using. You can use a cereal box. There's a lot of ways that you can make this bottom, and it doesn't have to be anything store-bought or expensive, but if you use something with print, make the bottom layer print side up and the top layer print side down so that it's not showing on your basket. So once you get this bottom glued on, and you have to press it a little bit, Then I'm going to smash these on out, because I didn't do that before. And once you have those nice and flat, mine are pretty thick, so they're not flattening out super easy, but just keep smashing and flattening these, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you what to do next. So we're going to take our guide box and we're going to put it here. Actually, I'm going to cut off the top of this because and I'm going to need the the top rim. So what I'm actually going to do is take the bottom. This is a weird shaped box, and it has a gap right here. And we're not going to be able to use that because what we're going to do is we're going to clip these spokes to the top of the box as we go around. And that's going to help us keep things from getting all crazy with these spokes just willy-nilly all over the place. So, we don't want that. So I'm going to cut this off real quick. And what I'm using today is binder clips, because that's what we have here at the library. You may have some clothespins at home, and that will work just great as well. Just need something to be able to clip these spokes in your box. So you're going to, now what we're going to be doing is weaving. So we're going to do every other spoke. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to do it from this side. So we're going to do every other spoke up like this. And whoops, I didn't open these, sorry. Okay. So we're going to put it up here and then clip it however you can. And then you skip one, you put another one up, clip it. These are actually a lot harder to use than clothespins, so if you have some clothespins, that would be the way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these clipped on here, and then I'll come back and show you what we're going to do next. So, when you are making the parts that are going to go around your basket that you are going to be weaving, you'll want to make a long piece by connecting each of these, and when you figure out which one is going in to the other, then you want to put a little bit of glue in there. That'll hold it and keep it secure when you're making your actual basket. So you're going to just put that in there and then kind of squeeze it a little bit. And then you're going to be flattening as you go, but don't flatten the end as I did, because you still need to put these together, and it makes it a little more difficult if the ends have already been flattened. So, okay, this one is going to go in that way. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue inside, and then slide this one in. And if it's a little difficult, just keep trying. Alright, so I've got all of my spokes, every other one, up on the box here, and there's a piece of glue. And I have clipped them all. So now we are going to, and I had to just hold the, just show you this, the camera. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this long piece that we've made, and I am going to glue this one right here, this little end, and then I'm just going to go all the way around the box, and then as you do that, then you will take these ones that are laying down and just trade them. I don't really know how to explain that. You'll just switch from, say this one's clipped here, so you'll put up the next one, unclip that one, and clip this one. And the ribbon that's going around the side of it will hold those other ones up. So that's where we're going to go next. Alright, so I think I can show you. I'll just get all this stuff out of the way. I think I can show you how I'm doing this. Okay, so I have glued the end of the long flat piece here, and now I'm going to take the second spoke and clip it and then the third one, just trade the clip to the next one that you're putting up. These clips are a little bit too fat for this job. Okay, so now see they are all up, and you can see that we are actually, weaving, because we have inside the outside strip, outside, inside, outside, like that. So that's the way it's going to go all the way around, and when we get to the other side, we'll come back and talk about it some more. Alright, so I've got the first row all the way around, and now what you want to do is kind of just keep everything nice and neat. You want to push down, and if any of these seem to be kind of saggy, you want to pull them up a little bit, so you're keeping everything kind of tight and like that. So then you're just going to take your long piece and you're going to do the opposite of what you did before. So all the ones that are not clipped are going to go on the outside of this strip. So then you'll pull that, make it nice and tight, and then you're going to switch your clips again. Just put your clip on the one next to the one that was clipped. Okay, so what you're clipping, I know it's hard to see this, what you're clipping is the spokes that are on the outside of this one that's going around. So you want to clip these, and clip somewhere, so we'll get another one. And that's going to keep you straight, because when you come back around, you're going to put the spokes that are not clipped you're going to put this long piece behind those when you come back around. Okay, so then as you go, you want to keep everything tight and nice. And so you see I've got 2 rows now. I'm just going to go ahead and do some, and then we'll come back and talk about finishing. Alright, so you can make this basket as tall as you like. This is going to be the end of it for me. It's about this big, and before we take our guide box out, I want to show you how I'm going to end this. Okay, so this is the end of the one that's going around. So what I'm going to do, my glue gun is not hot, but this next spoke is one of the ones that it would go behind. So what I'm going to do is take this end and put it down here and glue it behind that. And then that will be the end of this part. And then we're going to take the box out of this, and then I will show you how to make the top secure. Okay, I've trimmed off these tops a little bit. Now's the time where you're going to want to push all of these little sections together, and you can pull up on these if you need to make sure everything is nice and tight and secure. So just push down on the one that's going around and pull up on the spokes to tighten all of these if you need to. And then once you get that done, we're going to go ahead and take this box out, and it's going to be kind of snug, but oh no, it's good. It's good. Okay, so we've got the box out. Now we've got our little basket, and we are going to, so what we'll do is we'll take the ones that are on the outside of this and bend them in. And what you're going to want to do is take this down to the 3rd row, because you're going to tuck it in to the last. You want to measure it first and see where you need to cut it off. And in a second I'll show you on the inside how to do this. Okay, so when you go to secure the sides, do you see how we're going to fold it over right here? Whoops, that one needs to be glued back. And then we're going to tuck that end right there under this. So I'm going to go glue this and then tuck it in, and I'll be back. Alright, so we are nearly done. I have tucked in all the ones that were, you had to go inward on the ones that were on the outside of the top row. And now I am doing the ones that were on the inside of the top row. And you have to put it down here and see that it needs to go under this one, so it needs to be cut right here. So cut it and then just slip it in. And I would recommend putting a dab of glue when you slide it under there to secure that. And then once you finish your basket, you can paint it, or you can leave it the way it is. When you roll your cylinders, you can actually try to use colors that go together or that you like, and then that you won't have to paint it because it'll all be the way you wanted it to be. You can make a pattern, and you can add things to your basket, like you can put a cloth interior in it if you want to. That makes it really pretty. You can make a little, you can take these leftover things, and I'm not going to make one right now, but you can actually bend these in a way that they make a little frame, and glue that on, and then put a piece of, you can slide a piece of paper to tell you what's in that basket or what it's for. There are lots of ways you can personalize your basket or make it better for you. So this tutorial is just to show you the basic how-to. So then after this, when you go to make a basket, you can make changes. You can do it however you want, but now you know how it's done and the basic way to do it. So there's the basket, and we'll see you next time.